Well, ladies and gentlemen, Master Sais here, and accidentally hit the button and shut off on the last video. But if you want to see how I got this far, you're going to have to go to number one, and this will be number two. But basically, I was just trying to show people how if you go over the lines, it's really not a big deal, because when I paint in the crab, I'm going to paint it in with the paintbrush by hand. And the airbrush paint is going on thin. I mean, it's kind of thick over there, and you can see it rubs off pretty easy. It's still wet, and I will be giving out the secret formula on what I use in my airbrush, and how you could leave the paint in the airbrush for hours and it's not going to dry on you, and the tip or nothing, like the way I mix my media. And I will be posting this video after I talk to a couple of paint companies to see if I could get my mix maybe either patented or done by them, so that the way I mix my paint media for airbrush can be ready available for everybody. And once I talk to a couple of paint companies, I will be giving out the secrets on how to mix this media, and how I was able to airbrush this. I'll do a quick demonstration on how I airbrush, or how this media flows in my airbrush. It's been sitting for the last couple minutes, but anyways, you gotta let it sit, go to lunch or whatever, and come back and it'll be fine. And so here's another painting I was doing with not the airbrush, the oil paint on top with paintbrush, and then did some airbrushing in the background, and then I came back and painted on top of the background with a paintbrush with some blue, black, and white and red, it looks like I put in there. And here's one that I just did with just the airbrush, and well, the background was just the airbrush. The fish itself and the leaf was all done with a paintbrush by hand, and the star effects, or whatever you want to call those, were done with the airbrush when I was cleaning it out. And you just use whatever cleaning media you use for that time, and just spray little spots while the paint is wet, and you'll get that effect. And there's a little guy up there that I'm working on. And so this is Master Sais, and use the airbrush. It's great for doing big giant paintings like this. And this is going to be a two-piece, but if they get separated, it'll still look good as an individual piece. So this is Master Sais, and just letting you know that when you're painting in your background, it's really not a big deal if you go over your lines, but you kind of want to go over your lines a little bit, so that way they blend together when you paint over it, or it looks like a real background. Anyways, I hope you enjoy that, and these tips for painting. And let me get that little mosquito. Oh, Jesus. Come on, I'm gonna get you. They like the smell of the oil. Well, anyways, I don't want to bore you too much. This is Master Sais, signing off. Peace out.